Welcome to Clothesline Theatre. We have been waiting for you to tune in to hear tales of Prince Edward Island, a place of history and some mystery. You may be surprised by the true stories that have been unearthed and brought to life by our radio dramas. We invite you to settle into a comfortable chair and let the voices and sounds trigger your imagination as you hear the following dramatic story.
In the late 1800s and early 1900s, a name that was well known in the town of Summerside, Prince Edward Island, was John Dickieson. Every man, woman, or child that met him on the street was sure to call out a greeting to the farm machinery dealer whose business was located on the corner of Water and Granville Streets. Dickieson, a country boy from Wilmot, found an early success with his useful invention of a fanning mill for clearing grain.
Darn. I put a lot of work into winnowing my grain, but there's still chaff among the seeds.
It's because you're not using a Dickieson fanner for the job. There's a good reason it is known as one of the best pieces of farm machinery on the island. It does the job.
I suppose the price of one is high?
No, it's very reasonable, and the results are worth the investment. You'll not find anyone more honest to deal with than John Dickieson.
Well, I suppose there's no sense in having a few extra dollars in the bank while my back is breaking from all the extra labor. I'll look into one.
You can stop by his dealership in Summerside or wait till he drops in at the farm. That's another thing I like about him. He comes right to the farmyard to sell.
Dickieson played a prominent role in the civic life of Summerside. For years, he served as a member of the town council and took a keen interest in the welfare and betterment of the town.
Good morning, Mr. Dickieson. What a fine day it is in the town of Summerside.
Indeed it is, Mrs. Johnson. It's a fine day to be alive.
Your garden is looking especially fine this summer.
Why, thank you. I am a lover of flowers. I think a fine yard goes a long way in contributing to the welfare of our little town.
I fully agree. It's just hard for some of us to compete with your fine skills. I suppose you're once again planning to take a number of the gardening prizes at the Prince County exhibition.
I'm going to try my best, but don't let that discourage you from entering. I like stiff competition.
Yes, John Dickieson was known for his business success and inventor's mind, his civic loyalty, gardening skills, and love of nature. But he was also known in the town for owning a horse of more than ordinary intelligence. It would not be surprising if the people of the day wondered if the horse was just naturally intelligent, or did it have something to do with the love and affection bestowed upon it by Mr. Dickieson, who had a wife, but no children.
Dickie, old boy, did you enjoy the little extra serving of oats this morning? My, you are a beauty.
I have your bag all packed, John, for your trip out into the country.
You treat me well, missus. I hate to be away from you for so long, but it is the nature of the business. Being September, the farmers are too busy with the harvest to come into town. Breakdowns of old, worn-out equipment at the height of harvesting makes it the perfect opportunity to sell new equipment if I arrive in the yard at just the right time.
You have to make the hay while the sun shines, John. Having you out of the house will give me the opportunity to whip through the fall cleaning without interruption. Besides, I know you enjoy this bonding time on the road with your horse.
He is such a beauty and so intelligent. He takes in everything I say to him. He must think I'm a simpleton and that I cannot decipher what he tells me. If only he could speak plain English instead of that soft whinny. Take care, my love, and don't work too hard. We couldn't ask for a better day on the road, my faithful friend. The sun is shining, the breeze is warm, and there aren't too many stones on this road. We made 2 good sails this morning. Do you see the maples lining the road? Of course not. You have the blinders on your bridle. It was a stupid question on my part. They are a beautiful species of tree. The leaves are starting to turn their fall colors.
Dickieson and his faithful companion traveled the country roads for about 10 days. Neither complained, but both were glad to arrive back home.
I imagine you're gladder than I am to reach home, old boy. I did the hard talking these past 10 days, but you did the hard pulling and deserve a rest more than I do. You were lagging those last few miles. Let's get you into the stable and brush down. Wow! No wonder you were slowing down. Your feet have corns and you need shoeing. But I need to spend this afternoon with Mrs. Dickieson, and tomorrow's the Sabbath. I'll take you to the blacksmith first thing on Monday morning. Have a good rest in the meantime.
But the feet of the intelligent horse were very sore, and perhaps for that reason he did not wish to wait until Monday, or perhaps he wanted to save his owner time. In some way or another, he succeeded in loosening the halter from the tie rope, left the stable, and went out into the yard where he employed an old trick of his, and successfully opened the gate and started on a brisk trot down to Mr. Wood's forge on Water Street, where he had been shod for the last 7 years.
Look! There is a runaway horse!
I believe it is Mr. Dickison's horse. Quick, Charles, try to catch him.
Darn, he slipped right by me. Lester, he's coming your way. Whoa, boy, whoa!
Get out of his way! He's picking up speed!
I've got him! I don't have him.
Look, he's heading for Mr. Wood's forge.
He galloped right through the door!
Well, I never.
What in tarnation? Good heavens, Dickie, old boy, what are you up to?
Look at that. He's telling you he wants his feet trimmed and shod.
And no wonder. They're a mess. I can see why John Dickieson sent you down on your own. He should be embarrassed about letting them get this bad. Well, get in the line up, Dickie, old boy, and we'll get this done as soon as possible.
John Dickison's horse waited contentedly at the forge until Mr. Woods shot him in his turn and then turned him loose.
Be off with you now. Tell John I'll send the bill on Monday.
You don't really think he could do that, do you?
With that horse, it wouldn't surprise me.
The horse, much relieved, slowly sauntered home, this time surprising his owner, not a little, by appearing in his new shoes.
Well, I just never!
Mr. Dickison's Intelligent Horse. Cast. Narrator, Stuart Smith. Farmer Tom, Jordan Stetson. Farmer Jack, Roger Ahern. John Dickieson, Jim Dixon. Mrs. Johnson, Sheila Young. Mrs. Dickieson, Patty Arsenault. Woman 1, Lise Genova. Woman 2, Alexa McDougall. Charles, Dan Casely. Lester, Wayne Wright. Earl, Jules Aucoin. Mr. Wood, David Smith. Forge helper, Jake Surrett. Musician, Christine Anderson Gallant. Sound Foleys, Krista Bryson, Alexander Gallant, Nathan Wiley. Recording artist, Peter Gallant. Max Gallant, assistant. Writer, Marlene Campbell. Researcher and editor, Jean McKay. Production assistant, Sandra Zardi. This drama has been brought to you by Wyatt Heritage Properties Incorporated through the support of the Building Communities Through Arts and Heritage Program, Department of Canadian Heritage, the Province of Prince Edward Island, and the City of Summerside.